What about past names that were very successful, like the Vira, for example? Will we get to see a revival of those names?
Yeah, those names will be retained. Those which are selling well will be retained. But we are not going to put in new names for the cars. And so before we produce one new model, Vira. Next model, Wajah. Next model, Exora. And people have to adjust to this new name. What kind of car is this? But if we say that it is the Saga, people already know, oh, the Saga has performed, so this is a better Saga. So that is the strategy now.
What about other names that has been dropped previously? Like say you mentioned the Vira, there's the Putra, there's the Arena.
Yeah. I think we have to make some sacrifice. We have to choose the best-selling one. And the best-selling one at the moment is the Persona, the Saga. And therefore we have to continue with that. Then the Arena. It is a limited market. It's not a Malaysian car. It is for places like Australia, for Indonesia perhaps. We didn't produce very many of those cars. They were expensive to develop, but the market is small. Nevertheless, we designed the car, a new pickup truck, and we exhibited that day. I think you all saw. Everybody was excited in Malaysia, but in Australia we can sell. I think we have to develop that. But that is a different category of car. It is it's going to be like the SUV. It will have four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive is new technology for us. We have to acquire the technology from somewhere. It has to be higher. That has to be taken care of. So these things are being attended to now, but it takes time. You know, before it took us 3 years to produce one model. Now they are producing 3 models in 2 years. So the pace, the drive today is very, very fast. We have to catch up with people. We have to run to catch up with people. We can't afford to build one car in 3 years.
So you mentioned SUV just now. That's already being developed for Proton?
Yes, we are. You see, Proton has this company in UK, Lotus. Lotus is building an SUV because Lotus is now going to produce Lotus cars in China. And China doesn't buy sports cars a lot. And because they find that sports cars are, well, they need sedans and SUVs. So we have to meet the market. So Lotus has completely designed and produced a mock-up of the SUV. We have approved it. Now the problem is to build it. And we don't have the four-wheel drive. We don't have the engine and the emission standard, even if it is to be in China. So now we are negotiating with people in China and also in Europe on how to build a car. Of course, once we build a car, it will not be China alone. It will be elsewhere also. But everybody knows that the China market is a big market. We have to achieve a certain volume. If we just do for Malaysia, I don't think we can compete with all the SUVs that you see on the road today.
So does that mean that this SUV will be built only in China or will also be built here?
It is meant for China, but it will be built elsewhere also. Because China is a left-hand drive market. We have to produce right-hand drive. We have to go into other markets. But we have to achieve the basic volume so as to make it viable, and then the rest is just extra.
Do you have a timeline as to when you want this SUV to hit the market?
Well, as I said, developing a car is takes a long time. We have started 2014, in fact, we have thought about it. 2015 we decide. Now the clay model, full clay model, look exactly like a car but you can't drive. It's already there. It has been approved by Lotus, it has been approved by Proton, it has been approved by the Chinese. Now the problem is to do business in China. To do business in China is very difficult. The government is involved, the companies are involved, there are many restrictions, you have to produce things all in China and all that. So these things are being done. We have now a partner in China and we will work with that partner to produce the Lotus in China. And we have other plans also for China. But the SUV will be in China and we will follow that up with a Lotus sedan. Because China wants sedan and SUV. They don't want sports car. In the town, they don't like sports car.
Okay, so would there then be plans to bring the SUV and the new sedan back here in Malaysia? And would they be badged as a Lotus or Proton?
Well, we have not decided on that. Probably they will be badged as Proton. Proton. Yeah.
Previously you mentioned that Proton are not makers of cheap cars, they make good cars. But that's exactly what Malaysians have come to expect from Proton, cheap cars.
Yeah, but Malaysians, we need to adjust. You want good quality cars, you can't have cheap cars. You know, when we started the Proton, the cost of making our car was only 14,000 ringgit. We could sell it at a very cheap price. But today, a car is a very complex mechanism now. We have to put together 4,000 parts. And each part has to be of the right quality. It has to be put in the proper way. It has to be, people have got to be trained and paid more. All kinds of costs go up. And of course, it's not only us, other people also have to increase their costs. Some, of course, have to pay even more than us, but we have kept the price very low. If you compare the Suprema S with the foreign-made car of the same quality, same standard, same equipment and all that, it is $40,000 less than the next car. It's 40,000 less. I've driven the car many, many times. I have driven other cars. I test drive other cars and also Proton cars. They are not inferior, they are good, but the price is already very cheap, $40,000 less. And other makes, we are always below the price of others. The reason, of course, is that we manufacture in this country. The cost of labor is still comparatively low in this country as compared to Germany, to Japan, even Korea. China, of course, we can't talk about that because they have different systems.